Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and have a first look at this OnePlus 3T, which is a new variant of the OnePlus 3. In fact, this is the older regular OnePlus 3, and in terms of looks, this won't be different, but you could say this is the slightly faster version and the new variant. And in fact, in terms of boxing also, as you can see, it looks very similar compared to the older one. Let's just open this up. And this one, the new one, comes in two variants, 64 GB and 128 GB of internal storage. The one that we have is the 128 gigabyte model, and this will sell in India for 34,999 via Amazon India. I'll have the link in the YouTube show notes. And the regular 64 GB variant of the OnePlus 3T will be sold for 30,000. And let's just open this up now. And regarding the SAR value, people always ask. SAR on the head is 0.78 and on the body is 0.581. So that's what it is. So let's just open this up now. And on the side it says OnePlus 3T. Here it says nothing, just 3. So let's keep this. And we have the phone itself. We'll come back to it. The color is a little bit different. And what else do we get? Again, standard paperwork. It says OnePlus 3T and a small letter. You keep that to the side. And in this one, we should have the SIM ejector tool and the other paperwork. As you can see, the quick start guide and the SIM ejector tool. So we have this basic stuff. So let me keep these things to the side. And here we have the dash charger, which is, again, if you've watched my OnePlus 3 videos, really love this dash charging. So it's still we get that fast dash charger. But now this new OnePlus 3T has a slightly beefier battery at 3400 milliampere. The old one had a 3000 milliamp hour battery. So we also get a USB Type-C charging cable. So that's what we get in the box, nothing else. Let me keep the box to the side. So here is the new OnePlus 3T, and this is the old one. And as you can see, side by side, you won't find any difference. If you just look at like this from the top, you won't find any difference. The only subtle difference that you might notice is on the back. This one is having that gunmetal gray color, where this one, original one, was in gray color. So let's just peel this off. And so what are the main differences? Not a huge difference, I would say. The new one comes with the Snapdragon 821 chipset. The powerful cores are now clocked at 2.35 gigahertz, whereas on the old one, it was clocked at 2.15 gigahertz. And the front-facing camera has seen a bump. On the new one, we have a 16 megapixel shooter, whereas on the old one, we had an 8 megapixel shooter. And another thing that you might not notice is that the flash storage is supposed to be a lot faster on this new one. So let me give you a physical overview. It's exactly the same, guys. As you can see from physical looks point of view, you won't find any huge difference between the both. In fact, in terms of weight also, both of them are identical. Let me give you a physical overview. On the top, we have nothing. On this end, we have the SIM slot. Again, it's a dual SIM, and this is the power on off button. On the bottom, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, USB Type-C port, and opening for the speaker. On this end, the volume rocker, and this is the alert slider. Moving to the camera, the rear-facing camera is still a 16 megapixel camera, single LED flash. It says OnePlus. Again, identical, as you can see. So let me do one thing. Let me just quickly try to boot this up. In the meantime, here is a specs overview. As you can see, this new OnePlus 3T is very similar to the original OnePlus 3, but this one has a Snapdragon 821 chipset. It also has a 3400 milliamp hour battery. It comes in two storages now, 64 GB or 128. And it has a 16 megapixel rear facing camera, and now the front facing camera is also a 16 megapixel shooter. And the OnePlus is almost set up now. So again, as the regular OnePlus 3, you can use virtual buttons or the physical buttons. We'll just use the physical buttons as of now. And again, we have the same gestures. Again, many of you were asking Your regular OnePlus 3 will also be getting the update, so don't worry. This will also be soon be upgraded to Android Nougat. This one also runs on Android Marshmallow as of now, but OnePlus has promised that we will be getting the update to Android Nougat very soon. And as you can see, already says it has found a update, so that's nice. And again, it's still a 1080p screen, 5.5 inch. No change in that. Let's look at the storage that we are going to get out of that 128. I'm also a bit curious to see how much do we get. So let's look at the storage, and it does support USB OTG. But if you go to storage, and out of that 128 GB, it says you have about 113 GB of space left. So you get plenty of storage space on this model. So storage should not be a issue in my opinion. And if you go to about, as you can see, it's running on the Oxygen version 3.5.1, but soon Oxygen version 4 is expected to come out. And again, standard 6 GB of RAM. Even if you offer the 64 GB variant, it's the same 6 GB of RAM, and it's still running on the Android version 6.0.1. But as I've mentioned, OnePlus has mentioned that Android Nougat update should come out very soon, and in fact it should come out sometime this December itself. So again, OnePlus stuff, as you can see, it's custom Oxygen OS, and on the left you have this quick access to stuff. And what else do we have? Again, as it's OnePlus, I like the fact that they do not add a lot of bloatware, so you don't have to worry about that. We have a file manager built in, and these are the apps. So again, very clean, not a lot of a junkware that you have with other devices. So that's nice, almost as close to stock, I would say. But again, we have customizations with this Oxygen OS. So let's also quickly look at the camera. Again, in terms of camera, it's still having a 16 megapixel shooter. That's not changed, but the front facing camera is now a 16 megapixel. With the original one, it was a 8 megapixel shooter. So let's see. And OnePlus said that they have added EIS option, that is electronic image stabilization, to this one. And in terms of weight, again, I would say it's similar to the older one. And again, as you can see, it is fast. Let's do tap to focus, and it's fast. The camera is fast. Again, that text came out a little bit blurry. This was a lot sharper, as you can see. The box was pretty far, but then also if I zoom in, you can easily read the text. So in terms of camera, I would say I've heard that if you are expecting a huge improvements from the rear facing camera, that's not the case. The results are very similar to the original OnePlus 3. I'll have to really check the performance of the front facing camera, because I've heard mixed results. Regarding the battery life, it will be interesting to test, because this one has a 3000 milliamp hour battery, but the new one is having 3400 milliamp hour battery. I'm hoping that it should last for a typical working day. With the original one, it used to last me, I would say, for a typical working day, but sometimes in the evenings I had to charge for about 15 odd minutes. I'm hoping that increase of 400 mAh battery should solve that issue. Another thing that I'm also looking forward to test is that if this new version will exhibit any heating issues, because now it's having the Snapdragon 821 chipset, and this one is clocked 200 megahertz more compared to the original one. So guys, that's it for now for this unboxing and first look at this OnePlus 3T. If you have any other specific questions around this device, do post your questions in the YouTube comments below. So guys, thanks for watching, and if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thank you. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.